Duggan, how do you reflect on that game?
It's a tough one to reflect on. Yeah, it was really disappointing. Big occasion for the footy club and for a couple of our players, and disappointed with the output and the result. Tough one to reflect on, but got to move forward. We've got one more to go, and did a review then, had a good look into it, learnt some things, and we've got to bounce back this week, and we play in 5 days' time or 4 days' time. So it's a quick turnaround for us, which is probably a good thing. But disappointing day that we couldn't finish on a high for Gaffy and obviously on a Cripper in his 250th.
You did have so much play for Gaff, Cripper, and also Schofield, playing for him. Do you feel like you let those three individuals down as a collective group?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, we let more than probably just those three down. There's been a bit of a buzz around here. Obviously, the couple of weeks prior, 2 really good wins for us, and would have been nice to keep that momentum rolling. But where we're at as a footy club and as a team at the moment is we're going through these little periods, and we had periods of success for 2 weeks, and then we've lowered our colours over the weekend. And to do it in a game like that there was a bit riding on it for those 3 men, but obviously for our fans and our members and the people that we really play for, it was disappointing. So disappointing on a number of fronts, but certainly the 2 players that we were trying to celebrate, it hurts for them.
Jared said after the game that he gave individuals tasks and they couldn't execute it. So when you reviewed this morning, was it more as a team effort, or was there pinpointed perhaps roles or tasks or players that were sort of highlighted?
It was definitely a team review and team effort, and I think the roles that Jared alluded to were probably more in how the individuals I suppose play within the team structure and philosophy, and just not being able to execute the role that you're playing at the time. So we saw that across the whole day, and Carlton really outworked us in that area as well. So it wasn't on a certain player, but it was on certain roles and at certain times in our team structure and what we're going after. So certainly wasn't throwing the book at anyone, but we're in a space of learning still, and we're trying to progress and move forward, and we felt like we did that over a few weeks, and probably over the last month to 2 months we feel like we've taken some steps, but on the weekend we didn't see the consistency in that effort, and we reviewed that and we owned it, and it's not nice to see sometimes, especially when you're involved, and we just put it on our boys that we've got to get past that now, and we've got a big challenge in Geelong this week, so we move on pretty quickly.
What's stopping you from executing those roles? You were able to do it against North, and then it completely sort of fell out the window. Yeah,
there's a number of reasons. I mean, we didn't execute it against North for a lot of the game either. We had a really good quarter and a half where we executed it really, really well. And that's the biggest thing for us. It's bridging our best and our worst. And the reasons that we don't execute it is we're looking into them. We're trying to find them. We're trying to own them. And that's what part of today is. That's what training tomorrow is. And we keep looking for improvement in that area. But bridging our best and our worst is definitely something that we're going to look at going forward. And on the weekend, we didn't show much of our best at all. And so you get a quarter and a half against North, you get 4 quarters against Gold Coast. So it's just that inconsistency in sustained effort and trying to nut that out and make sure that's a focus going into 2025.
How direct was Scully during the review? Was he pretty upfront and honest, or is he trying to take a bit of a group first mentality to the feedback?
Oh, it's a group first mentality, but Scully is direct and honest, and that's what we love about him. He probably made a name for himself at Subi that way, and certainly he's put his own flavour on things since he's taken over the role, and I think we all appreciate how direct and honest he is, because you know where you stand and you know what you need to improve on, and you know what you did well through the game as well. He's not just all doom and gloom, even on a weekend like that. So direct and honest, but it was definitely with a group, a collective feel to it.
And Harley Reid sanctioned for a 3rd time for engaging in a melee. At what point does playing on the edge become a lack of discipline?
I didn't know about that, but I can't question the way Harley goes about his footy. I think he plays the right way, and I think there's people coming after him a little bit too, and he's responded a couple of times, and yeah, there's playing on the edge, and I'd keep encouraging him to play on the edge. I don't think it's ill discipline, but I love playing with him at the moment, and yeah, I'll stick by him, and yeah, I don't know if I got a fine or not. Probably didn't if you're not mentioning it, but yeah, we'll stick up for him and continue to. But yeah, not ill disciplined at all. We love the way he plays.
Do you think he's being unfairly targeted by opposition and maybe even the umpires, giving away the number of free kicks that he has this season?
I don't think he's been unfairly targeted. I mean, he's probably put in the scope a little bit because of the player that he is, and we haven't seen this probably from a first year come on with that sort of I don't know, intent almost around what he does with his craft. So, I can see why teams are putting a little bit extra time into him. But I think he enjoys it to a degree as well. So, he's having a lot of fun out there. And obviously we have a lot more fun when we're winning. But he's learning, playing his role really well, and love playing with him.
How much would you like to see Tom at the club next year and even playing this weekend?
I'd love to both. Tom Barris we're talking about, aren't we? Yeah, just checking.
Sorry.
No, I do. I'd love to see him obviously out there this week and finish the year off strong with us. But certainly moving to the future, contracted player for us, great mate of mine, great leader of the footy club, great man, and we'd love to have him around. We love playing with him, so we'd love him to be here.
Liam, Geelong this weekend is not an easy place for many clubs to go. It certainly hasn't been a happy hunting ground for West Coast. I'm not sure you've ever won there, but what is it about that place which haunts so many teams, and particularly the Eagles?
It hasn't been a happy hunting ground for us. I think we've even played Sydney down there and lost, so it hasn't always been Geelong. But it's that real home ground advantage that they have, and similar to what we probably had at Subiaco for a period of time. And I think the thing about Geelong, wherever they play, is they're just a good side. They have been for a long time, and talk about sustained success. They've done that for as long as I can remember, really. So we've got a massive challenge. They're playing for a lot this week, so that makes the challenge even greater. But we've got a massive opportunity to redeem what we displayed on the weekend and finish this year off on a high. And we won't focus on outcomes and results, but just to play the way we want to play and play a West Coast brand of footy. That's what we'll be chasing down there. But like you said, it's a tough ground to play at. Geelong are a tough side anywhere, so we've got to be at our best.
Does it become a bit of a mental thing when you you're going to a place where you haven't had much success, and everyone in the team knows you haven't had much success at a certain venue? Does it kind of weigh on the mind a bit more, especially if you kind of go down a few goals early?
Well, it can do, but we proved that against the Kangaroos. Hobart hasn't been a happy hunting ground for us either, and we were able to against the tide, turn that game around after half time, and we'll take confidence from that. But we won't be focusing a lot on where we're playing. We'll focus obviously on who we're playing, but a lot of our focus will be about what we're doing and what we want to see out of the 4 quarters this week, and like I said, finishing our year off on a high.